Welcome to SATV News. This is Shabala Alam with our headlines. Prime Minister urges expatriates to raise voices against those who tarnish the country's image and spread anti-state propaganda. No questions of reforming RAB will continue to play its role by maintaining law and order and tackling militancy, terrorism and drugs, says RAB. Durga Puja begins with Mahashoshti Puja at temples across the country amid festivity and religious fervour. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina urged the Bangladeshis to raise their voice against those who tarnish the image of Bangladesh and spread anti-state propaganda from abroad. She renewed her call while exchanging views with leaders and activists of the Bangladesh Awami League US chapter and expatriate Bangladeshis at a hotel in Washington, D.C. on Friday afternoon local time. At the same program, Sheikh Hasina said that war criminals and death row fugitives convicts in the father of the nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman's killing case would be given due punishment after bringing them back to the country. She also said that the construction of the Podda Bridge was a great challenge for Bangladesh as there was a deep-rooted conspiracy and propaganda against it. Newly appointed Director General of Rapid Action Battalion RAB, M. Khurshid Hussain said that there was no question of reforming the anti-crime elite force, which has been credited for dealing with militancy and serious crimes in recent years. He made the comment to reporters while paying tribute to the portrait of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in Dhanmondi 32 in Dhaka this morning. He added that the elite force would continue to play its role by maintaining law and order and tackling militancy, terrorism and drug. The RAB DG added that sanctions were imposed and the government has replied through the official channel but was not a challenge for the country. His statement came in response to a recent comment by US Ambassador to Bangladesh Peter Haas, and the US sanctions imposed against RAB would remain in effect until accountability and reforms are ensured. Durga Puja, the biggest religious festival of the Bengali Hindu community, began today with Mahashoshti Puja at temples across the country amid festivity and religious fervour. The 5-day annual celebration started with unveiling of the face of the deity on Mahashoshti, and it will end on October 5th with the immersion of the idols on the day of Vijaya Dashami. Swami Premananda Maharaj of Ramakrishna Mission said that the goddess Durga would come to earth from heaven riding on elephant to increase fortunes and to take away all misfortunes. President Abdul Hamid and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina gave separate messages on the occasion of the Durga Puja, extending greetings to Hindu community members. State Minister for Religion Affairs Faridul Haq Khan said that the government has taken all necessary safety measures to ensure a happy and uninterrupted celebration of Durga Puja. He made the comment during a program organized on Puja celebration at Siddheshwari in Dhaka this morning. The State Minister said that all are the citizens of this country. There exists no minority or majority issue. He added that the present government is determined to establish religious rights of all communities. At the same time, Faridul Haq also called on all to remain alert since a specific group still works actively to instigate communal violence. During this time, the State Minister distributed clothes to poor people on the occasion of the puja. Export and import activities between Bangladesh and India remain suspended since this morning due to Durga Puja, the religious festival of the Hindu community. Trade activities between the two countries remain suspended as there is a holiday on both sides of the border due to Durga Puja celebration. The trade activities will resume on Thursday. However, all the import-export was stopped during the Durga Puja. Loading, unloading and custom clearances of goods would continue as usual. The immigration activities are going on as usual. Ekushe Padak winning veteran journalist Toab Khan passed away at the hospital in the capital on Saturday. He was 87. The editor of Bangla Doinik Bangla breathed his last at United Hospital this afternoon while undergoing treatment. The eminent journalist had long been suffering from age-related diseases. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina expressed sorrow at the death of the journalist. Toab Khan was the first editor of Doinik Bangla, which changed its name from Doinik Pakistan after Bangladesh's independence in 1971. He also served as the press secretary to Prime Minister Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman after Bangladesh became independent. Nirapod Shorok Chai Chairman Ilyas Kanchon said that no regulations of Road Safety Act has been created even in 4 years. At the same time, he also claimed that a certain group was trying to weaken the act. Ilyas Kanchon made the comments during a program on issuing regulations under Road Transport Act 2018, organized by Road Safety Coalition at the National Press Club in Dhaka this morning. He claimed that the information provided by police created such a scenario which shows that Bangladesh road safety is much safer than American road safety. Nirapod Shorok Chai chairman said that his organization wanted information from the government again and again, but could not receive any information. Fire service and civil defense personnel continued their efforts to find the 3 who are still missing in the Pancho Guard trawler capsized incident. The 3 missing persons are Shuren, Bhupen and Joya Rani. Pancho Guard Fire Service Assistant Director Sheikh Mahbubul Alam said that the 69 bodies have been found so far. Of the 69 deceased, 18 were men, 30 were women and 21 were children. He said that the fire service would continue its effort until all the bodies were recovered. Earlier on 25th September, the trawler carrying around 80 people capsized in the middle of the Koratoya River in Boda Upazila of Pancho Guard. We are taking a short break. Please stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching SATV News. Now news from abroad. Russian President Vladimir Putin proclaimed that annexation of 4 partially occupied Ukrainian regions at a signing ceremony in the Kremlin. At the ceremony on Friday, Putin said Russia has 4 new regions, calling the residents of Ukraine's occupied Donetsk, Luhansk, Kherson and Zaporizhia regions. He said this in a speech before hundreds of dignitaries at the St. George Hall of the Kremlin. Putin added that they would defend their land with all their strength and means. Meanwhile, Ukraine, Western countries and the United Nations Secretary General denounced the move, which represents a major escalation in the war that began with Russia's invasion on February 24th. US President Joe Biden warned Russia that the United States would not be intimidated by reckless threats after Vladimir Putin declared the annexation of 4 occupied regions of Ukraine. On Friday, President Putin appeared to make a veiled threat to use nuclear weapons to defend those regions.
America and its allies are not going, let me emphasize, are not going to be intimidated, by Putin and his reckless words and threats. The sham routine that he put on this morning, showing the unity and, as people holding hands together. Well, the United States is never going to recognize this.
Post-tropical Cyclone Ian is lashing South Carolina in its second U.S. landfall after carving a swath of deadly destruction across Florida. Ian returned as a Category 1 hurricane near Georgetown on Friday afternoon before losing some power as it marched inland. But the danger is not over. Flooding is projected to continue throughout the region, including in Florida for days. Florida emergency officials announced 21 deaths as of Friday morning, but the state medical examiner must determine if all the fatalities are directly related to the storm. Ian was one of the strongest storms ever to hit the US when it struck Florida as a Category 4 hurricane on Wednesday. An army captain in Burkina Faso announced on national television that he ousted military leader Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henry. More than 20 armed soldiers, most with their faces covered, appeared on state TV. Ibrahim Traore cited Lieutenant Colonel's dummy bus inability to deal with an Islamist insurgency on the reason. He also announced that borders were closed indefinitely and all political activities were suspended. Early on Friday, Damiba urged the population to remain calm after heavy gunfire was heard in parts of the capital. Now sports news. Defending champions Bangladesh today beat Thailand by 9 wickets in the opening game of the tournament at Sylhet in the Women's T20 Asia Cup today. The Thailand team captain won the toss and opted to bat first, but Bangladesh restricted Thailand's to 82 runs. Rumana Ahmed was pickup of the bowlers for Bangladesh as she grabbed 3 wickets, conceding just 9 runs from 3 overs, while Sanjida Akhtar Meghla, Sohili Akhtar and Nahida Akhtar took 2 wickets each. Chasing 82 to win, Bangladesh made 88 runs, losing only 1 wicket and 11.4 overs. Wicket-keeper and opening batter Shamima Sultana laid the foundation for Bangladesh as she scored 49 runs from 30 deliveries with 10 boundaries. Bangladesh is hosting women's international matches after 4 years.
And Bangladesh register a very easy victory just in the 12th.
Before ending, we go to the headlines again. Prime Minister urges expatriates to raise voices against those who tarnish the country's image and spread anti-state propaganda. No question of reforming RAB will continue to play its role by maintaining law and order and tackling militancy, terrorism and drugs, says RAB DG. Durga Puja begins with Mahashoshti Puja at temples across the country amid festivity and religious fervor. You're up to date so far here on SATV News, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.